This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, students. Am I audible for you? Yeah, thanks for your response. PPT is visible for you? Yeah, thanks for your response. So first we are going to see the syllabus, I mean the portion for your second internal test. Okay, so all of you please note down your portion for your second internal test. I think in your CAA 1, I think you completed up to BCD adder, isn't it? Okay, so in your CAA 2, so the portion is starting from multiplexer and demultiplexer. Okay, so note down the portion for your second internal test: multiplexer, demultiplexer, decoder, encoder, okay, code converters, then magnitude comparator. Okay, so this is what the portion from your unit number 2. Okay, wow. So all of you note down your CAA 2 exam portion from unit 2: multiplexer, demultiplexer, decoder, encoder, code converters, then magnitude comparator. Okay, so whatever I mentioned in the green, that will be the portion for your second internal test from your unit number 2, combinational circuits. Okay, fine. So now I am going to give you some important questions which may be asked from your unit number 2. If you take multiplexer and demultiplexer, you may get problems. Okay, wow. You may get problems from multiplexer. Okay, I think I solved 3 to 4 problems in your class hours. So please refer those problems. Okay, but it may be asked in 2 marks or it may be asked in 8 marks. Okay, otherwise you may get question from multiplexer: design a 4:1 multiplexer, or it may be asked like 8:1 multiplexer. Okay, so like that it may be asked. Same thing in demultiplexer also. Okay, you may get questions from 4:1 or 8:1, design a 4:1 demultiplexer or 8:1 demultiplexer, like that you may get questions. Okay, wow. So most probably you will get problems from multiplexer. Okay, so you may get problems from multiplexer. Sometimes you may get theory question, I mean design of 4:1, 8:1 mux, or 1:4 or 8:1, I mean 1:8 demultiplexer, like that you may get questions. Next, if you go for decoder encoder, you may get theoretical questions. Okay, wow. I mean design a decoder circuit or design an encoder circuit, like that you may get question from part B. Okay, well, you may get 8 mark or 6 mark questions. Okay, well, based on a design of an encoder or design of a decoder. I think we are having different types. No, so any one of type may be asked. So you may get any encoder type or decoder type for 6 mark or 8 marks. Okay, wow. So it may be asked as a theory question. Okay, encoder and decoder. Next, code converter. If you take code converter in our syllabus, we are having 4 types, isn't it? Binary to gray, gray to binary, then BCD to XS3, XS3 to BCD. Okay, so we are having 4 different types. Okay, I think hope you all know BCD to XS3, XS3 to BCD, like that. Binary to gray, gray to binary. We are having 4 types of code converters. Okay, wow. So you may get any one conversion. Okay, well, you may get question from any one conversion. It may be asked in part B. Okay, it may be asked in 8 marks or it may be asked in 14 marks. Okay, I mean design and explain binary to gray converter, or design and explain gray to binary, or it may be BCD to XS3 or XS3 to BCD. Okay, you just go through all the 4 types. You may get any one question from this code converters. It may be asked in part B, 8 marks or 14 marks. Okay. Next, magnitude comparator, you may get questions from what is magnitude comparator, or what is the use of magnitude comparator, okay, or what are the types of magnitude comparator. Like that, you may get question from part A. In part B, they will be asking like design a 2-bit magnitude comparator, or design a 3-bit magnitude comparator. Okay, so like that, you may get question from part B. Okay, so it may be asked in 8 marks, or sometimes it may be asked in 14 marks. Okay, so design a 2-bit magnitude comparator, or design a 3-bit magnitude comparator and explain in detail. Okay, so like that, you may get question from part B. It may be asked 8 mark, or sometimes it may be asked in 14 marks. Okay, in from your unit number 2. Okay, combinational circuits. So apart from that, in 2 marks, you may get questions like what is the application in your um, uh, 2 mark. Okay, sometimes you may get questions like what is the difference between multiplexer and demultiplexer, or what is the difference between decoder and encoder. Like that, you may get questions from your part A. Okay, so these are all the some important questions. It may be asked in your internal test too. Okay, students, it's clear for you. Up to now, it's clear for you. Students, yeah, yeah, thanks for your response. So next we are moving into unit number 3. So unit number 3 la first note down the portion for your internal test 2. Okay, wow. So first one, the flip flops. In that you are having SR, D, JK, T flip flop. Okay. Next, design of counters. Next, shift registers. So these are all the topics which is included for your internal test 2 from your unit number 3, synchronous sequential circuits. Okay, wow. So please all of you note down the test portion from our unit number 3, flip flops, then types of flip flops, SR, D, JK, T, then design of counters. Next one, the shift registers. Okay, so just இதை மட்டும் ஸ்டடி பண்ணுங்க. ஓகேவா? The important questions. So important questions பார்த்தீங்கன்னா first வந்து you may get questions like 2 markல வந்து you may get questions like what is flip flop, okay, what is the application of flip flop, or what are all the types of flip flops. Like that, you may get questions. Okay, and what is edge triggering, what is level triggering, or what is positive edge triggering, or what is negative edge triggering. Okay, so like that, you may get questions. Sometimes they may ask what is the difference between flip flop and latch. Okay, what is the difference between flip flop and latch, or what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits. Okay, so these are all the important 2 mark questions. It may be asked in your part A. Okay, in part B, they may ask like design and explain SR, D, JK, T flip flops. Okay, it may be asked in 14 marks, or it may be asked in 12 marks. Okay, they will ask you design and explain the working procedure of all the flip flops. Okay, SR, D, JK, T. Okay, wow. Because this is theory topic. Okay, wow, you won't have any problems. So maximum possibility is they will ask you explain. I mean, they will ask you to explain the operation of each flip-flops. Okay, you just go through all the flip-flops, the working procedure. It may be asked in 14 marks. Okay, so these are all some important questions. It may be asked from your flip-flop portion. Next, we coming to design of counters. Okay, in 2 mark they may ask like what is counter, what are the types of counter, okay, or what is the difference between up counter and down counter, or what is the difference between asynchronous counter and synchronous counter. Okay, so these are all some important 2 marks. Coming into part B from counters, you will get problems. Okay, so 99% you will get problems. I think I completed one sample problem. Okay, you just go through that problem. Okay, so similar kind of problems you may get in your internal test. Okay, so go through the sample problem. Last class நான் வந்து problem வந்து எடுத்தேன். Okay, so just go through that problem, so you will get a problem similar to that what I taught in the class. Okay, so அதே மாதிரி கேட்கறதுக்கு chances இருக்கு. So design of counters la you will get problems. Okay, so problems is very important in design of counters. Next வந்து shift registers. So shift register I'm going to take in this class. Okay, so what is shift registers? In 2 mark you may get questions like what is shift registers and what are all the types of shift registers. Okay, so like that you may get questions from shift registers in part A. So part B la வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா they will ask you um, explain in detail about different types of shift registers. So like that they may ask. Okay, it may be asked in 12 marks or 14 marks. Okay, so shift register வந்து entire theory topic. Okay, you will not get any problem. So they will ask you to explain in detail about each type. You are having 4 types in shift registers. So they will ask you to explain each type in detail. Okay, so like that you may get questions in part B. Okay, so these are all the important questions you may get from unit number 3 for your internal test 2. Okay, so hope you all noted. It's clear for you. Have you all noted? Have you all noted your test portion, and also have you all noted your important questions for your internal test 2? Yeah, thanks for your response. Okay, today we are going to see shift registers. So take down the heading. So all of you take down the heading. Today we are going to see shift registers. So all of you take down today's heading, shift registers. So all of you take down the heading, shift registers. Okay, before entering into shift register, I will give you one real-time example for shift register. Then it will be easy to understand. Okay. So I think you all used the calculator, isn't it? Okay, just I'm going to draw one calculator. Take example calculator. Okay, so just I'm drawing the calculator. So you will be having some display in your calculator, and you will be having some option. You will be having some. You will be having some option to press your numbers. You will be having some buttons. No. Okay. Consider this is as a calculator. Okay. Fine. So okay. Suppose if I am entering 1, okay, suppose I am pressing 1 in CalC, what I will get? So in the current location in the display, I will get the value of 1, isn't it? I will get the value of 1. Okay, fine. Suppose next time pressing 2, okay, next time I'm pressing the number 2, what I will get, this one will come here, I mean this one will shift here, and the current value what I entered that will appear in the current location, isn't it? Correct. Next, suppose I am entering 3, so I mean pressing 3 in my calci, I am pressing 3. What will happen? The previous value what I entered that will shifted, okay, that will shifted. The current value what I pressed that will be displayed in the current location, isn't it? I mean, you have experience. No, I think if you are using calculator, if you are pressing the value, what will happen? The current value will be displayed. Suppose if you are pressing another value, what will happen? The previous value what we enter that will shifted. Okay, that will shifted to the forward location, and whatever the value you enter that will present in the current location, isn't it? I think you have experience. Suppose I am pressing 4, what will happen? The previous value what I entered that will be shifted, okay, that will be shifted in your calculator display, okay, whatever the value pressed, current value will be displayed in the current location, isn't it? Suppose I'm pressing 5, okay, suppose I'm next incident I'm pressing 5, what will happen? Whatever the value I pressed previously that will be moved forward, I mean shift forward, okay, the current value what I pressed that will be displayed in the current location, isn't it? Okay, this is what your process of your calculator, isn't it? Whatever the value we have pressed that will be initially that will be present in your current location, okay, but consider this is current location. If I am pressing the further values, what will happen? Whatever the value already present in this display that is moved forward, I mean shift forward, isn't it? That is shift forward, okay, this is the principle of shift register, okay, this is the principle or this is the concept of shift register, okay. So shift register is nothing but a device, okay, a device, it consists of number of flip-flops, okay, it consists of number of flip-flops. Say example, I'm considering a 3-bit shift register, so obviously you will have 3 flip-flops, okay. Suppose initially I'm having 0, say consider this is initially the first flip-flop having value 0, second flip-flop having value 0, third flip-flop having value of 0, okay. Consider first flip-flop having value of 1, second flip-flop having a value of 0, third flip-flop having a value of 0, okay. Suppose if I am giving a clock pulse, okay, if I am giving a clock pulse, what will happen? This one, okay, whatever the value present in my first flip-flop that will move forward and it will come over here, okay. Whatever the value present in the second flip-flop that will shift, okay, that will shift or move to the next flip-flop, I mean the 0 will come over here. Whatever the value present in the third flip-flop, okay, that will come out, that will come out, okay. I mean if you apply clock pulse, whatever the value present in your flip flop that will be shifted for that will be shifted to one place, I mean that will be shifted to the next flip flop, okay, that will be shifted to the next flip flop. If you are applying clock pulse continuously, the value present in your flip flop that will be shifted to the next flip flop, next flip flop, next flip flop, that will, like that it will be keep on moving, okay. This is called the shift registers, okay. Shift register is nothing but a group of flip-flops. It will store one bit of information. If you are applying clock pulse, the value present in your present in your flip-flop that will shift to the next flip-flop, whatever it is connected near to that flip-flop, okay, that will move to the or shifted to the next flip-flop, okay. So this is the concept of shift register. Okay, so this is the concept of shift register. So students, can you able to understand what is shift register? Students, can you able to understand what is shift registers? Students, can you able to understand what is shift registers? Yeah, thanks for your response. A register is used a register is a group of flip flops. First, we are going to see what is register. So, register is nothing but a group of flip flops. Okay, consider. Uh, Suppose I'm having. Consider this is what my first flip flop. Consider this is my second flip flop. Consider this is my third flip flop. Okay. Suppose I'm interconnecting all the three flip flops. Okay. This interconnected, okay, well, this unit is called the register. Okay, register is nothing but a group of flip flops. So what is the application of register, Sabina? It will be used to store one bit of data. Okay, it will be used to store one bit of data. So each flip flop is capable of storing one bit of information. Each flip flop is capable of storing one bit of information. An n-bit register consists of a group of n flip-flops capable of storing n bit of information. It means that if you are having three flip-flops, yeah, you can store 3 bit. Suppose if you are having three flip-flops, you can store 3-bit information. Okay, 3 bits. Okay, but suppose if you are having 5 flip-flops, you can store 5 bits. Suppose if you are having 10 flip-flops, you can store 10 bits, isn't it? Okay, that is the meaning for this paragraph. Okay, well. So next, a register capable of shifting its binary information in one or other direction is called shift register. Okay. So what is register? Already we have seen that. Suppose a group of flip flop is connected together, then it is called that is called register. First we are going to see what is register. Okay. Consider this is my first flip flop, this is my second flip flop. Consider this is my third flip flop. Okay, so I'm connecting together, then this will be called register. Okay, this will be called register. Okay, suppose I'm having value of 0, I'm having value of 1 0 1, like that. I'm storing some information in each flip flop. Okay, this is called register. Then what is shift register? Shift register is nothing but, so if I'm applying some clock pulse, okay, suppose I'm applying clock pulse, okay, the first shift register value will be shifted to next shift register. Okay, suppose I'm applying second clock pulse, what will happen? The value of my second flip flop will be shifted to third flip flop. Suppose if I'm applying a third clock pulse, what will happen? The value present in my third flip flop, okay, that will be shifted to the next flip flop. Here there is no flip flop is connected, so the value will be omitted. So okay, so like that, based upon the applied clock pulse, okay, whatever the information that is stored in the clock flip flop, that will be shifted forward. Okay, why it may be any direction, it may be I mean shifting right direction, or it may be shifting to your left direction. Okay, wow. So it based upon the design of your shift register. Okay, wow. So this is what shift registers. It's clear for you? Can you able to understand? Can you able to differentiate what is register and what is shift registers? Can you able to differentiate what is register, what is shift registers? Reply through chat. Students, can you able to can you able to differentiate what is registers, what is shift registers? Reply through chat. Students, can you able to hear? Students, can you able to hear? Yeah, thanks for your response. So all flip-flops receive common clock pulse which activates the shift from one stage to another stage. Meaning that if you want to shift your binary data that is stored in the flip-flop, you need clock pulse. Okay, whenever if you're applying clock pulse, that time only the value stored in the flip-flop will be moved forward. I mean, it will be shifted to the next flip-flop. Okay, so the clock pulse is very much important. Okay, fine. Next, we are going to see different types of flip-flops. So you are having four different types of, next you are going to see types of shift registers. You are having four different types of shift registers. Okay, first one is serial input, serial output, serial input, parallel output, parallel input, serial output, parallel input, parallel output. Okay, so please all of you note down in your notebook types of shift registers. You are having four different types of shift registers. SISO, short form on the SISO, that is serial input, serial output. First one is SISO, nothing but serial input, serial output. Second one is SIPO, nothing but serial input, parallel output. Third one is parallel input, serial output. I mean PISO, nothing but parallel input, serial output. The last one is PIPO, nothing but parallel input, parallel output. Okay, so these are all the four different types of shift registers given in your syllabus. Okay, wow. So it may be asked in 2 marks. What are all the different types of shift registers? This is very important question. Okay, wow. So part A, 2 mark, it may be asked like what are all the different types of shift registers, and you want to mention the four types: SISO, SIPO, PISO, then PIPO. So all of you please note down in your notebook. Have you all noted? Reply through chat. Have you all noted the different types of shift registers? Reply through chat. Yeah, thanks for your response. Next, we are going to see in detail. Okay, next we are going to see in detail uh, each flip flop. Okay, we are going to see in detail of each flip flops. So first, we are going to see serial input, serial output. So first, we are going to see serial input, serial output. That is SISO. Okay. So this is what you are. I'm taking a 4-bit. Okay, here I'm taking 4-bit shift register. Okay, wow. So you can take any type. I mean, you can take 3-bit, 4-bit, 5-bit, or 10-bit, whatever. Okay, so in this case, I'm taking 4-bit shift registers. Okay, wow. And also I'm taking D flip flop. Okay, so to design shift register, here I'm taking D flip flop because this is very simple. Okay, when we compare with other flip flops. Okay, you can go for SR flip flop, JK flip flop, T flip flop, any kind of flip flop you can go. Okay, but here I am taking D flip flop for designing this 4-bit shift registers. Okay, fine. So here I'm taking SISO, I mean serial input, serial output, because meaning that I'm giving my input in serial and also I'm getting my output also in serial. Okay, I think you are having very basic idea about what is serial, what is parallel. Okay, I think you might be studied in your engineering practice lab also. Okay, what is serial data, what is parallel data. Okay, I mean serial means one by one. Okay, serial means one by one, parallel means at a time. So parallel அப்படினா at a time you can give your input or you can take your output, but serial அப்படினா one by one தான். You cannot go for at a time, you can take one by one or you can give one by one, isn't it? That is the concept of serial and parallel. So here we are going to see serial input and serial output. Here I am taking 4 D flip-flops. This is 4-bit shift register. Okay, wow. So here I'm designing synchronous, isn't it? Because we are in unit number 3, we are dealing with synchronous circuits. So I'm giving a common clock pulse. Okay, synchronous abdinavi we want to give common clock pulse. So first we want to give common clock pulse to all the flip-flops because this is synchronous shift registers. We are dealing with synchronous circuit. Okay, wow. So unit 3 வந்து full synchronous circuit. So synchronous circuit abdinavi we want to give common clock pulse. Okay, we want to give common clock pulse. So here I am giving, I am taking 1 0. Okay, 1 0 1 1. This is my 4-bit information. Now I am going to load this 4-bit information. Then I am going to read the output one by one in the output section. For that I am going to use clock pulse. Okay, for that I am going to full clock pulse. Listen, so consider my zero clock. Okay, well, meaning that I'm not applying any clock pulse. Okay, so that time, so I'm consider I'm having a 0 in the output section of my first flip flop and also my second flip flop, my third flip flop and my fourth flip flop. Okay, suppose I'm applying my first clock pulse, meaning that I'm applying my first clock pulse. Suppose I'm applying my first clock pulse, what will happen? This one will be entered to first D flip flop. Okay, okay, that will present in the output of my first flip flop. Okay, wow. So that's why I have mentioned QAS1, remaining are 0. Okay, fine. Next I'm applying second clock pulse. Okay, I'm applying my second clock pulse. For instead of second clock pulse, what will happen? This one, okay, this one will be moved to second flip flop. Okay, this one will be moved to second flip flop. I mean the value of Q1 will be 1. Okay, what will the value of DA? Okay, what will be the value of DA? That will be 0 because the second value will be entered. Okay, wow, second value will be entered and here also the value will be 0. Whatever value present in this flip flop, that will be available in the output terminal. Okay, so now QA is 0, QB, I mean QA is 0, QB when the 1. Suppose if I am applying third clock pulse, okay, if I am applying my third clock pulse, what will happen? So what will happen? I'm using different color. Okay, then it will be easy to understand. The one will be moved over here. Okay, the one will come over here. The 0, I mean this QA value 0 will come over here. So this value will get 0. The output also will be 0. The value of 1, third bit. Okay, third bit and then 1. The 1 will come over here. Output output also 1. Okay, that's why in third clock pulse QA is 1, QB is 0, QC as 1, QD is 0 already because this 0 is there. Consider my fourth clock pulse. What will happen? Fourth clock pulse. So during my fourth clock pulse, Okay, this this value also 1. Okay, wow. So this one will come over here. So in the 1 arrow, output also 1. Okay, this 0 will come over here. So this will be 0, and this will also be 0. This one will come over here. Okay, up in arrow, this one, this 0 will be 1. This 0 also will be 1. Okay, wow. This last bit, the last information, 1 will come over to the first flip flop. Okay, so again QA also 1. So now you take your fourth clock pulse. What will happen? QAS 1, QB also 1, QC also 0, QD also 1. Okay, so if you want to load your 4-bit data to your 4-bit shift register, you need 4 clock pulse. Okay, you need 4 clock pulse. This is for loading of your data, to shift registers. Okay, next we are going to read, because we want to read serially. This is serial output, we want to read one by one. Okay, wow. So listen, if you are applying your fourth clock pulse, what will happen? D will be 1. Okay, D will be 1. You will get your first output. If you are applying next flip flop, if you are applying your fifth clock pulse, okay, if you are applying your fifth clock pulse, what will happen? Your C value will be in your output. C value in your output. Suppose if you are applying a sixth clock pulse, your D value will be in your output. If you are applying seventh clock pulse, your A value will be shifted, and that will be available in your output section. Okay, so this is what your serial in serial output. So serial in serial output la, if you want to load a 4-bit data in your 4-bit shift register, you need 4 clock pulse. If you are applying 4 clock pulse, your 4-bit information will be loaded to your 4-bit shift registers. After that, you need 3 more clock pulse to get your output in the serial output section. Because fourth clock pulse you will get one output. Okay, then if you're applying fifth, sixth, seventh clock pulse, you will get your remaining outputs. In first output in 1. Okay, because that is the நம்ம apply பண்றோம் data in 1101. This is what the data we are entering. Okay, so fourth clock pulse க்கு நமக்கு 1 கிடைச்சிருது. We are receiving 1. Fifth, again if you are applying one more clock pulse, fifth clock pulse கொடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா you will get 0. If you are applying sixth clock pulse, you will get 1. If you are applying seventh clock pulse, you will get another 1. Okay, so this is what the concept of serial input, serial output. We are giving data, input data as a serial input, and we are also getting our output also in a serial output. Okay, so for that, if you want to load your 4-bit data, you need to apply 4 clock pulse. Okay, so if you want to read your data in the serial output, you want to give 3 more clock pulse. Okay, you want to give 3 more clock pulse to read your data in the serial output section. Okay, so this is what serial input, serial output. Students, can you able to understand how this serial input and serial output shift register is working? Reply through chat. So can you able to understand how this serial input, serial output shift register is working? Reply through chat. Yeah, very few students are replying. Others? Yeah, thanks for the response. So next we are going to see serial input, parallel output. Okay, serial input, parallel output. So this is what the circuit diagram of your serial input, parallel output. 4-bit serial input, parallel output circuit. Okay, meaning that we are giving input in serial. Okay, we are giving input in serial but we are getting output in parallel. ஓகேவா? அவுட்புட் இன்புட் வந்து சீரியலா கொடுத்துட்டு அவுட்புட் வந்து parallel எடுத்தா that will be called serial input parallel output. Here I am using D flip-flop and also I am giving common clock pulse. Okay, so listen, this is similar to your serial input, serial output. Okay, if you are applying 0 clock pulse, the value will be 0 0 0. All the flip-flop will have 0. If I am giving first clock pulse, what I will get QA வந்து 1 remaining 0. If I am applying second clock pulse, QB1 remaining 0. If I am applying third clock pulse, QA and the QC will be 1 remaining 0. I am applying fourth clock pulse, I will get a QA1, QB1, QC0, QD வந்து 1. Meaning that I am having a value, input value வந்து 1101. If you want to load this 1101 to my 4-bit flip-flop, I need 4 clock pulse. If I am applying 4 clock pulse, my 4-bit data will be loaded to my 4-bit shift registers. Okay, so now I want to get my output. So every output this is parallel output. Okay, so no need to give extra clock pulse. Okay, no need to give extra clock pulse. So at the instant of 4th clock pulse itself, you will get your outputs. Okay, you will get your B as 1, A as 1, B as 1, C as 0, D as 1. Okay, at the instant of 4th clock pulse itself, you will get your output. This is what your serial input parallel output. Okay, but this serial input serial output abdina you want to give 3 more clock pulse. Okay, I mean you want to apply 5th clock pulse, 6th clock pulse, 7th clock pulse. You want to apply 3 more clock pulse to get your output because that is serial output. Okay, so you want to get serially, so for that we want to apply extra 3 clock pulse. But if you are taking serial input in parallel output, okay, just once you loaded your data by using 4 clock pulse, at the instant itself, after reaching your 4th clock pulse itself, you will get your output. No need to apply extra clock pulse. Okay, so that is the concept of serial input, parallel output. Serial input and parallel output. Students, can you able to understand serial input parallel output? Students, can you able to understand serial input parallel output? Reply through chat. Students, can you able to understand serial input parallel output? Yeah, thanks for your response. So next we are going to see parallel input serial output. Okay, parallel input serial output. Note down the heading, see, parallel input serial output, meaning that we are going to give our input as a parallel manner. We are going to read or we are going to obtain our output in a serial manner. Okay, input வந்து parallel கொடுத்துட்டு output வந்து serial read பண்றதா வந்து parallel input serial output. Okay, so this is what the circuit diagram you want to keep in mind. Okay, this is what the circuit diagram of your parallel input serial output. Here I am using inputs as A, B, C, D. Here I am taking 1 0 0 1. This is my input. Okay, this is my input. I'm using D flip-flop, 4-bit D flip-flop, and also I'm using a common clock pulse because this is synchronous circuit. That's why I'm using common clock pulse. Okay, so this is what the circuit diagram of parallel input serial output PASO. Okay, 4-bit PASO. Okay, 4-bit parallel input serial output shift registers. Here inputs on the A, B, C, D are my input. QA, QB, QC, QD are my output terminals of each flip-flop. Finally, I am going to obtain my overall output here. Serial output section. Okay, so you please keep in mind. Next, we are going to see how we are going to load our data. Okay, how we are going to load our data and how we are going to read our data. Okay, first I'm going to apply 0 clock pulse, meaning that there is no clock pulse, assuming that all the output of my flip-flop is 0. Okay, suppose I am applying clock pulse as 1. If I am applying clock pulse as 1, at the instant itself I will get it means that all the input will be loaded. Okay, this is what is my input 1 0 0 1. This is what my input, isn't it? This is what my input. If I'm applying my first clock pulse, okay, if I'm applying my first clock pulse at the instant itself, all the inputs will be loaded because this is parallel input. No, parallel abdina if you're applying one clock pulse at the instant itself, all the data will be loaded. Okay, for parallel concept வந்து ஒரு clock pulse கொடுத்தா போதும், the data will be loaded. Okay, input side. Okay, that's why I'm applying my first clock pulse, and the first clock pulse itself all the data is loaded in my flip flop. Okay, actually load பண்ணும்போது வந்து we want to keep this shift bar hyphen load bar in the line வந்து 0 இருக்கணும். Okay, so you want to maintain this line as low or 0 for loading your data. That's why here I have mentioned a shift bar shift hyphen load bar as 0. Next I'm going to read. Okay, next I'm going to read பண்றதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணனும், if I'm applying my first clock pulse, that time itself I will get my first value in the output section because I'm getting serially I'm getting output, so I want to apply clock pulse. Over clock pulse apply பண்ணா தான் output கிடைக்கும். So if I'm applying second clock pulse, what will happen? C value will be moved to my output. If I'm applying my third clock pulse, B value will be moved to my output. If I'm applying my fourth clock pulse, the A value will be shifted to my output terminal. Okay, so shift registers அப்படினா என்ன ஆகும்னா, so first இந்த value வந்து இங்க shift ஆகும். Okay, next if I'm applying next clock pulse, the next the value will be shifted to next flip flop. If I'm applying next clock pulse, what will happen? The value will be shifted to the next flip flop. Suppose I'm applying clock pulse, next clock pulse, what will happen? This value will be shifted to the next location. Isn't it? This is what the concept. So this is what parallel input, serial output, meaning that we are giving input in parallel and we are taking output in the serial manner in the output section. So for that, one clock pulse is enough to load your data because this is parallel concept, but we need 3 more clock pulse. Okay, we need 3 more clock pulse to obtain our output. Okay, because this is serial concept, so we want to apply 3 more clock pulse to get our entire output in the output section. Okay, serial output section. So this is what your parallel input, serial output. Parallel input, serial output. So next we are going to see last one, PIPO. I mean parallel input, parallel output. This is the last concept. So here we are giving our input in a parallel manner, and also we are taking our output also parallel manner. Both parallel. Okay, input to parallel, output to parallel. Okay, so this is what your logic diagram, I mean circuit diagram of your 4-bit shift register. Okay, parallel input, parallel output. Here A, B, C, D are my input. Okay, QA, QB, QC, QD are my outputs. Okay, so input also I am giving parallel. Okay, output also I am taking parallel. Okay, this is called parallel input, parallel output. Here I am taking D flip flop, 4-bit D flip flop. This is synchronous circuit, that's why I am giving common clock pulse. Okay, so clock pulse to all the flip flops. So parallel அப்படினா என்ன அர்த்தம்? So parallel அப்படினா ஒரு clock pulse கொடுத்தாவே போதும், isn't it? If I am applying my first clock pulse, that is enough because parallel பார்த்தீங்கன்னா if I am giving one clock pulse, okay, என்ன ஆகும்? 0 clock pulse வந்து all the data in my flip flop is 0. Suppose I am applying my first clock pulse, what will happen? I am taking input as AS1, BS1, CS1, DS1. Okay, my input வந்து நான் 4-bit input வந்து 1 அப்படின்னு கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். If I am applying my first clock pulse, what will happen? All the input will be loaded to my flip flops because this is parallel concept. Parallel concept will require only one clock pulse. Okay, This is called load. Next we are going to read the output section. Output section it is we are taking output in a parallel manner. Okay, so only one clock pulse is required. Okay, one clock pulse கொடுத்தீங்கனாவே output section என்ன QA QB QC QD ல you can find your outputs. Okay, you can find your outputs. So whatever the data we are giving, that will be your output, isn't it? Whatever the value you are giving to your flip flop, that will be your output. Okay, so parallel concept la one clock pulse is enough. Okay, so parallel abdina one clock pulse is enough to load your data and also to obtain your data. Okay, or you are to read your data in the output section. Okay, so this is what parallel input, parallel output, shift registers. So thus I'm going to conclude. So we are having 4 different types. One is serial input, serial output, serial input, parallel output, parallel input, serial output, parallel input, parallel output. Okay, so serial input, serial output, we are giving input as a serial manner, and also we are taking output also in a serial manner. Okay, serial input, parallel output, we are giving input in a serial manner, and we are also, we are taking output in a parallel manner. Okay, parallel input serial output we are giving input as a parallel manner, we are taking output as a serial manner. Parallel input parallel output we are giving input in parallel, and also we are taking output also we are taking in a parallel manner. Okay, so please keep in mind, for parallel operation will require only one clock pulse. Okay, parallel operations will require only one clock pulse. Okay, in the parallel input கொடுத்தாலும் சரி அல்லது parallel output எடுத்தாலும் only one clock pulse is enough. Okay, to perform this operation. But serial case என்ன பண்ணனும் அப்படினா you want to apply 3 more clock pulse. Okay, serial operations you want to apply 3 more clock pulse to obtain your output in the output section, or to load your data in the input section. Okay, so this is what shift registers. So it is mainly used in calculators, even mathematical tools. Okay, like your mobile phones, etc. Okay, you can find a number of applications related to shift registers. Very famous application is your calculator. So calculator வந்து நீங்க ஒவ்வொரு data enter பண்ணும்போது the previous data வந்து shift ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும். It will be moved forward. That is called the shifting. Okay, so this is one of the very famous example for your shift registers. Okay, I think we come to end of today's class. How was today's class? Can you able to understand shift registers? Give your feedback. Can you able to understand shift registers concept? Yeah, thanks for the response. How was today's class? Give your feedback. So if you're not able to understand, okay, you just if you're having any doubt, please text me, or you just call me and clarify your doubts. Okay. Also, I have uploaded handwritten notes to your Google Classroom. Just go through for your exams. Okay, also I discussed the important questions from unit number 2 and unit number 3. Okay, you just go through all the questions and do well your CAA2 exams. Okay, so all the best. Thank you for joining. So we will continue the remaining topics in the next class. Okay, thank you all. You can leave now.